What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru. Time for the breakdown every single day, Monday through Friday, every day in between. I take the top Nintendo stories of the day, talk about them, discuss them, break them down, give my opinions on them. So,
here we go.
So look, we got the Nintendo Direct, the Pokemon Direct today, right? And they basically went over a lot of the details that what we're getting in the next game. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on that at all. Like, you know, it's not something I really want to dive into because there's so many people out there right now that are on top of this, reporting it, breaking it down. People well more knowledgeable about Pokemon than I am. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the master of Pokemon. I'm not, and everybody knows this. I just want to say this, though. The announcement of Pokemon has basically transitioned me to want to talk about today. Can Nintendo repeat 2017 this year, or will it repeat 2018? And that's where I want to go with today's discussion. Essentially, I didn't want to talk news today. I wanted to talk about what I feel and kind of see what we can have an open dialogue here. So, when you look at the year that 2017 was, there is no doubt that that is probably one of the greatest years in gaming, not just for Nintendo, but all of gaming. PlayStation had a phenomenal that year. Like, everybody was just banging on all cylinders. Nintendo, for what it did with the Wii U, my curiosity was 2017 really that stellar? Or was it that we were so hungry for Nintendo games because of the drought of the Wii U that the 2017 lineup just looked above and beyond the greatest ever? So when you look at that lineup, you have games such as, obviously, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, ARMS, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, Mario Rabbids, which I think was the sleeper hit of the year, without a doubt, Pokken Tournament hit big time, Mario Odyssey, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So when you looked at that year, like, the lineup of first-party games was stacked. It was a lineup that we hadn't seen in years from Nintendo, in terms of, like, just home run after home run. And they were banging them out of the park left and right, and it was such an amazing thing as a Nintendo fan to see. But when you look at what's set, or what we think and we know kind of at this point, what 2019 is supposed to be, when you look and you have Animal Crossing, the announcement today of Pokemon Sword and Shield, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Luigis Mansion 3, Daemon X Machina, Yoshi's Crafted World, Astral Chain, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Bayonetta 3, Mario Maker 2, and Town. So when you look at these games, right, when you look at the overall collection that we have here, man, these are not, like, there's probably one or two that are major standouts, which the same as 2017. The two major standouts of 2017 is obviously Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. Those are the two bookends of the year, essentially. You throw in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which was the runaway hit that nobody saw coming, the sleeper. Like, it really stole a lot of people's hearts, and people were upset that it wasn't available or had the opportunity to get Game of the Year because it came so late in the year. But when you look at that lineup, and you just say, like, wow, man, it's hit after hit after hit every single month, and they had some phenomenal stuff. Most of that stuff is ported stuff. I mean, like, you look at Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which technically it wasn't made for the Switch. It was built for the ground up for the Wii U, and then they moved it over to the Switch. So, I mean, yes, it's a Switch game, but it wasn't a Switch exclusive game. It was also on the Wii U. When you look at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that is a port of a phenomenal game, a great game. When you look at Splatoon 2, I don't really necessarily, even now looking back, I don't feel like that is a true sequel at the start. At this point now, I think there's enough content in it that you go, okay, this is a sequel. But when it started off, man, there was more content on the Wii U version than there was on the Switch version. when you looked at it in a nutshell, there was more maps, there was more weapons, everything was basically lined up at the jump for Splatoon 1 compared to Splatoon 2. So then you look at Mario Odyssey, I would argue to say that it's not one of the greatest Mario 3D games of all time. I know that a lot of people feel very strongly about it, and they think that it's a phenomenal game, and it is a great game, but I don't think it is one of the best Mario games ever. I don't even think it's close to being the best Mario game ever. So when you look at the two bookends, right? So we look at the two bookends and we go, okay, here we are, here's the two. And then most of the games that came out were rehashes, were basically ports and stuff like that from the Wii U over. 2018 was basically a port fest. But when you look at that and you go, okay, 2017 looks very solid. But when I look at 2019, you have 13 exclusives. 13 exclusives. I mean, now you could argue with Link's Awakening. I get that, but it's a great game. It's a remaster, so you can pull that one. I'll say 12. So you have 12 essential, brand new exclusive games that are from the ground up and go. And when you look at that and you go, man, this is basically an amazing year. Only thing that's killing 2019 at this point is we just don't have release dates. We have a few release dates on a few of these games. But I am through the roof excited when I look at 2019. I feel like 2019 could come very close to eclipsing 2017, if not taking it down. You look at the Pokemon game that got announced today. That is something that nobody saw coming. Even myself, like I did the breakdown and I was like, okay, this is what it's going to look like. It looks amazing. This game looks fantastic. And I don't know whether it's going to be, I know it's not an open world game, but I think it's going to kind of give more of an open world feel. It was kind of the vibe I was getting when I was watching the footage. No, I know it's not actual gameplay footage, but when I look at these games and I go, man, this could start to be the repeat of 2017. I wonder what Animal Crossing is going to play like. I wonder if they're going to give it a fresh new take, if they're going to change a lot of stuff with it. It's going to be interesting. Everything is going to work out and be interesting, but I'm very curious to see how this all pans out. But for me personally, my expectations are very high on 2019. And by the way, there's also games that have not been announced, and people are basically saying like there's still more in the chamber for Nintendo. If that is the case, if there are more games out there that are not announced, man, this is going to stack up to be probably one of the greatest years ever for Nintendo. I feel like there's some seriously solid hitters here. Fire Emblem Three Houses looks fantastic. Cannot wait for that game. Yoshi's Crafted World. Now, I'll admit, when you played the demo, I wasn't 100% fan of that demo. But going back and tinkering with it a little bit, I'm starting to fall for it. I'm starting to come back around. I did go back, put more time in the demo. I feel like it's starting to pull those strings. So we'll see. I'm going to go back to it again and try one more time before the game actually launches. But I have high expectations for this game. I mean, there's games we're not even talking about. And these are just basically Nintendo exclusives that I'm talking about. We're not talking about the Image and Form game that's hitting. There's so many great games. We still have Doom Eternal coming. A lot of great games that are still set and stacked to go this year. Mortal Kombat, like, they're just coming to me as I'm sitting here talking. And I think that we are in position to have a fantastic 2019. I am excited for 2019. And that is my question to you as I wrap up today's episode of Nintendo Guru Daily. Are you excited for 2019? Like, is this going to be the year? Or do you feel like this just flops and we have a repeat of 2018? Just let me know. Seriously. Comments below. You know the deal. Make it happen. So that is all. Thank you guys for watching today's episode of Nintendo Guru Daily. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please slap the like button down below. Share it with all your friends. If you're not a subscriber, please smash that subscribe button. Follow me Instagram, Twitter, @Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.